The bottom edge stretcher piece here is flush with the thing, sits on the ground. Actually, it doesn't necessarily sit on the ground. That thin insulation they put on roofs with either one-sided or two-sided, either plastic or what they call metal, is cheap. If you cut a strip of that, set it on the ground, the width of this mess, to make it the same width so you can see from the outside that it's not up under the concrete. You know, you can see the outside, you can't much see the inside. But if you set that down to seal it, no cement will come out under your form on the ground. And if you're pouring a form between two things, it gives you the compression to pry the form off or just pick it off if it comes off. We haven't done that yet. well, we did on the base cabinet for the kitchens, and it worked perfect. Worked exactly like I figured it would. So that's going to be standard for us from now on. Anyway, this one's flat against the floor. The top one is set down. Because if we took this form and bolted it on holes that was like an inch from the edge of the phenolic board, you know, is any kind of trying to lean on this on the next level up, it would snap the concrete or break it out of the top. So we put a 4-inch spacing down, a 4-inch spacing, and then the board that's 5 inches to the center of the hole, which we should be able to see. And it would make more sense if you could see in there. Anyway, from the center of this hole to the edge is 5 inches. So when you pick up that bottom one, which is flush, and you bolt it on the concrete where this hole was, holes fit right in, see? Then you have this much leverage up here. The downside is you're pouring a 5-inch minus the 1 inch on the form also, so it's 6 inches less than 4 feet. The second lift of a 4-foot form is not 4 feet; it's 3 feet 6, and then everyone after that could be 3 foot 6. And if you have your bucks for windows, ours are round, but you can do them rectangular or any kind of shape you want. On our dirty kitchen, we're gonna go up to 2 lifts. And then we're going to do a small lift on the top. It sort of looks like a beam. We're going to put a springboard here, curve, to put a curved top on our windows. Because all the house, which sits pretty close to the dirty kitchen, everything is round windows and round top doors. And the house basically looks round, but it's not. It's all straight lines. But it looks round. Okay. Anyway, this has been the cost of materials, and if you add up the lengths of the rebar, there's really no difference. The big difference is if you were doing columns of rebar, you would probably use 16 in the at least the corners, and on the short side, in the center of the short side, you'd have of the 10 bars, 6 of them would be number 16, and 4 would be number 12. And so if you take that weight of steel, because you buy it by the pound, you buy concrete by the cubic foot, if you spread that around on the wall, the rebar comes out so close it's not worth doing the math on a video and making somebody suffer through it. But we have a video already posted on these slip forms with it. You know, they all paused over top of them. We can read all the dimensions off of them, so you can see how to build those. And there's no copyright anything about those forms. Use them all you want. They were designed on this computer by me, and I don't charge anything for anything. So feel free to have fun with anything you find has got a dimension on it. If I didn't want you to know the dimension, I'd erase them off before the video. But have fun with that. Oh, along with this, there's some companion videos. We're going to do a video on what it looks like with the poured concrete with just a render on it, and how we make a wall that's thinner than the forms, like for a thin down wall section in the middle of a big wall, and have a window form in it. I'm going to show you how that's done. So that's pretty much its own video. Then there's a video on how you attach things to poured concrete. If you wanted to put made-in-place moldings on your building, like around windows, around doors or whatever, there's no use having them fall off just about the time you get the paint dry. So we're going to have a video pretty much dedicated to sticking stuff to a poured concrete section. And then we have a video of a house under construction that has got all kinds of moldings and trim all over it, just to show you how fancy these things can get. Our mentality, we call it the pillbox mentality from World War II. You expect to see little Japanese walking out all the doors. It's like the first time your crew shows up to actually get out there and do some heavy work out in the sun. They have T-shirts over their heads. I looked at my wife and says, "Did we hire all Muslims?" I said, "I don't care one way or the other, but can there be that many of them in the Philippines?" She says, "No, they do that because it's hot." I said, "Oh, well, whatever." Okay, we're going to end this one. And there's also another video scheduled to be made. It's got to do with wiring. This house has, I believe it's got 28 rooms right now, the way that some people would count it. We say it's a 10-room house because we have a living floor, and then we have a floor that's, it's the passive cooling, so you don't have to have air conditioning. It keeps it nice and cool in there and a breeze all the time. And that next level is really is ductwork. It just has enough corners and stuff in it that we joke around, call them rooms, but they're not rooms. There's lanais around the outside. There's the outside of that fan core that are pretty much lanais, but they're really the roof. If you want to be uppity, you call them lanais. If you're just a regular people, you say, "Yeah, that's my roof," you know. Anyway, we're gonna do one on electrical because we have a set of 6 groups of lights, like 10 lights in a group, and we want to be able to turn them on and off with a switch. But the switches, we want one at the top of the helical stairs, one in the kitchen, which is the actual living level, and the opposite side of the house, completely opposite side of the house. And then we want a set of switches in the master suite. And that's so that if there's noise in the house at night, we can cut on lights inside, outside, anywhere all over the building and light it up and see what's making the noise. See whether they need to yell at the dog or find a sharp object. So those are upcoming. The follow-on videos for this one, they've already been turned into movies, but they take about a minimum of 32 hours is the fastest we ever got one to upload. And the one on the slip forms took 6 days. It gets about done, and you get a message, upload discontinued, processing abandoned because of bad upload or not upload or unable to process. And you'll have spent like 5 days to get it to that point. And you don't change it. You just try it again. And eventually it goes through. I had one 4:30 in the morning that went through in about an hour and a half. I don't know what the difference is. They're prepped for YouTube's everything before we try to upload them. They're not just right out of the camera. And that didn't work so hot. Anyway, ended this thing, and I got to do some crap to it. Not edit it. I don't much edit. Don't know how. But we're going on to trying to upload this thing sometime tonight, and so it means it'll take a week, and it'll show up next week. Okay. Bye. Oh, if you learned anything from any of our videos, you can give it a thumbs up. If you think it's crap, it's long, it's boring, you can't stand the color on a print, you don't like the speed we walk, the camera's too shaky, you know, a whole list of things, you can give us thumbs down. But it would be nice to have a comment why the video is crap. I might could not annoy you on another one if I know what's bothering you. So if you're going to give a thumbs down, not required, but you could say why. And if you learned anything, it's just, I think it's just courtesy to give a thumbs up. We're not a monetized channel. It doesn't make any difference, you know. Anyway, have a nice day. Goodbye.